it is time to get into the big news. Let's start with this. So there was a small video uploaded a couple days ago. One Piece Season 2 heading into the Grand Line. I looked through this because like I saw this picture. I was rattled. I thought they released a trailer. This is not a trailer. I think there's very, very little new in this, and it's mostly just cast and stuff talking about it. Let's watch this.
Season 1 of One Piece.
Which, by the way, the fact that they have their own title card thingy, this is huge. And, like, Netflix is gassing up One Piece so hard that it's crazy. I think Netflix is, like, actually banking on One Piece, and I don't think people even realize how much they're banking on it. They're barely talking about Avatar at all compared to One Piece. And by barely, I mean not at all.
One of One Piece, and
it's crazy.
The Straw Hats finally coming together as a crew. And
this is, presumably... I was gonna say it's the Red Line or the Reverse Mountain, but I guess this could also be Laboon. No, I think this is supposed to be Reverse Mountain. Them going up it.
They are ready to go into the Grand.
And that's our goat.
And the One Piece might just be
Laboon's stomach. I don't think it is Laboon's stomach, because I don't think it'd be this red. I think this is Reverse Mountain. Like purely judging by the texture, I don't think this is Laboon's stomach. I mean. I don't know. Also, what is this supposed to be? Yellow is the entrails? I am very, very conflicted by this because there is obviously a lot of production going on, and I don't know how much of this is supposed to be, like, actually there. You might be right, but I've got no... This could be anything. It is Laboon, they confirmed it. Oh, okay. Okay. So this is supposed to be Laboon's stomach. Okay.
Ready to go into the Grand Line, and the One Piece might just be there.
Yeah, about that. This is wait, no, y'all are lying. This is Whiskey Peak. This is right here. Y'all are lying to me. This is like right here, isn't it? This is the same shot. I am anyway. Let's just keep going. Like, cause this is obviously these are props, right? I don't know. Let's keep going.
To season 1, bringing this massive world to life was a challenge, but I like challenges.
Okay, relax. Relax.
As we head into the Grand Line, the world of One Piece keeps.
Hold on, I want to look at this. All right, let's not get stun-locked by a single behind-the-scenes shot. Koroto's overanalyzing already. Yeah, exactly. Let's not get carried away with one shot of production props. That being said, let's look at more production props, such as 100 million clocks. Fascinating.
Keeps getting bigger and bigger. What is that?
The Grand Line is this giant.
This looks so good. I can't get over how good Whiskey Peak looks with like the cacti. I've got no clue how they're gonna do the grave shot though. It's gonna be very, very interesting to see how they do that in live action.
And is this giant stretch of ocean unlike anything our characters have known before. Every 1 or 2 episodes, we go to a brand new island with its own mysteries and surprises and dangers.
Felt like such another planet when you were on that set.
This looks cool. This looks badass.
The first season was about us meeting and getting to know each other. Season 2 is about how that chosen family group navigates this very tumultuous odyssey together.
Our heroes are really going to be put to the test this season and end up facing.
I already saw people talking about this. This is one of the giveaways that there's going to be big changes. This is very clearly some kind of marine base or something like that. This is going to be a big change. And I presume this is where the Robin remix comes in, right? Because we saw Robin in some kind of marine building very, very early on. It doesn't happen in the anime or in the manga. I think there is some kind of fight that happens between Smoker and Robin super early. I think this might literally be Robin fighting Smoker or something along those lines. Because we know that Robin was in some kind of building we saw like the Sengoku statues, right? Most likely it is Logtown, yes. I think it's Logtown as well.
And end up facing a lot of new devil
Speaking of which.
fruit users.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Right here. This is the shot I was talking about. So we got Sengoku and the other dude. What's his name?
It's crazy.
Lore accurate. He needs another cigar. Two is too few. We need a third one.
It's crazy. All the different things that you get to do in one season. So cool.
It's just more fantastical. It's just more grand. Told ya.
This is our first look at them actually fighting. Look at this.
Told ya.
Not enough lightning. Should be black lightning coming off of it. There it is. Actually, you know what? I say that as a joke, but one thing that I really like that Avatar did is they added a dragon roar. Well, I mean a dragon roar. What the hell is a dragon roar? But you get what I mean. They added a sound effect to when Iroh was bending. I would honestly be kind of intrigued if they added some kind of more explicit visible hockey stuff. Nothing like super over the top, but something to look for if you know it's there, you know? I think that would be pretty interesting. So, all the new stuff in this, I think there's, like, we already know a bunch of the changes with Smoker, obviously, right? But I think the rest of this, we have mostly seen. These are a few different angles to the very, very cool fight sequences. This is Usopp dying, normal. This is the biggest thing I'm looking forward to. I want to see what they do with Smoker. That's Vivi. This is the coolest shot in the entire thing, bro. Look at this. That goes so hard. This is presumably Nami falling sick. Is if I had to guess.
Season 2 is about how that...
Maybe also not. Maybe it's just her being slightly off balance and they catch her. But it's probably her being sick. Or rather, this might be the very start of her being sick and she's kind of like woozy and they're like, "Hey, yo, what's going on?" That kind of deal. That's just them vibing as usual. Very good. Very lore accurate. Is that supposed to be... Is that... Huh? I presume this is supposed to be some kind of Drum Island thing, and I presume this is supposed to be snow. This kind of looks like a silhouette of Wapol. Kind of, but not really. I mean, I guess they also kind of look like the dudes. The hiking bear? Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. But why is there a dude? Like, looking at behind the scenes footage is wild, because why is there a dead dude? What? Look at this. They are clearly not filming a scene, right? I mean, maybe this guy's doing something. Why are there dead dudes? I am so confused as to what I'm looking at. You know, just a couple dead dudes. Could this be the town in Alabasta? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think this is supposed to be just, Drum Island. But I mean, who knows? One thing I'm always trying to keep in mind with One Piece live action is that a lot of this stuff can look very, very, very different to how I imagined it. Right? The only reason why like, I'm almost certain that this is Drum Island is because, like, why would it be white? I think that's supposed to be snow. I think all this is just supposed to be like snow, and then they're gonna probably CG the color of it to actually make it look like snow. Because, surprise, surprise, there's not gonna be real snow. It's not gonna be Christmas. It's not gonna be a white Christmas. Alright, is there anything else new that we saw? So this is another shot of the same thing. We got leathers. We got all this stuff. I mean, this could be anything. This could be Hero Look. This could be the lighthouse. This could be anything. We saw this. Bro, look at the water. The water looks so clear. This would be very nice water. This is Whiskey Peak. Seeing this. This is where Oda did his very secret interviews. This is where people were memeing around. This is apparently do you remember we saw the pictures of where Makenyu had the jacket and then he had the jacket off? I saw people were memeing about it, that they censored Makenyu because there was a picture of him with no shirt. He was like flipping over the table. People were memeing that One Piece has been censored. I've got no clue how they film like all the ship stuff. All the ship stuff is fascinating to me. I would just watch like hours of documentaries about how they film all this stuff. I find it so interesting. Because like what the hell is going on here? This water is presumably not deep at all. Presumably. They've got a literal ship. They've got this guy standing on like a crane, and the crane is carrying a pallet, and the pallet is carrying another crane. Fascinating. Fascinating. Reverse mountain entrance to Grand Line scenes are going to be interesting. I can't wait to see those. I can't wait to see those, because that's going to be very, very hard to do. Because like in the anime, they just went like full fantasy, and we literally like flew over the thing, and it was just completely like beautiful sun rays, everything, right? Like super, super bright. I've got no clue how they're gonna do that in live action. I've driven past the set and seen the Mary being held up by a crane, and I too still don't understand how they're doing all that. Yeah, like this whole filming practical and filming, it has its like benefits and cons, right? Whenever you're filming practical, you're always going to have so much more, I don't know what to call, like consistency with your shots, right? Because all of it is just like filmed there realistically. Whereas with Avatar, there was like the whole thing of everything looked kind of mildly fake, because all the backgrounds were fake because they shot in the volume, right? But at the same time, you see like behind the scenes, they have like 7 cranes in every direction. It's kind of wild. The hiking bear statue, yeah, it's right there. The cost is less than doing all this by CG. I mean, it's very, very hard to say. I think it's kind of 50-50. Because a lot of the reasons why shows often reuse sets is to save money, right? And One Piece doesn't reuse sets. Like, One Piece moves on very, very quickly. All these sets are basically 1 episode and done. So I don't know how much actually it works out. The whole CGI versus practical debate is very, very hard to like nail the costs on. I mean, there's a reason why people moved to CG in the first place, right? Like the volume was a technical marvel because you could do like fully consistent shots from like all directions. I am very interested in this though. They can always reuse by showing the world's reactions in the future. I mean, maybe. What I would say is they could use the goddamn Mary. You built the ship. Use the ship. They were barely on the ship. Give me an episode of them just on the ship. God damn it. So, first casting news is Bonchan. This guy right here. I saw people were already pulling clips, and yeah, this casting I think is pretty much right on the money. Where was the there was like some kind of this thing right here. Look at the aura.
We can be cold as a falling thermometers in December if you.
The only thing that I'm wondering about is how they're going to be doing stunt doubles. Because I think the casting for this is perfect. But as you know, what's his name? Taz Skylar. Bro, he has been training like crazy. So I wonder how the fight scenes are gonna look like. Cause I presume it's all gonna be stunt doubles. Presumably. But Taz is kind of built different. This casting is absolutely perfect though. Like actually, I don't know who is doing the casting for Netflix, but they keep finding these people. I look at them and I'm like, yep, that's him. And speaking of which, Zolo, obviously. Why is this Japanese? It's because it's the official account. But yeah, so, I mean, by the way, this stream is collectively standing and laughing at me. Because some of you asked multiple times to me, when do you think we're gonna hear Season 3 casting news? And I was so confident in this too. Because I was like, why would they be announcing Season 3 stuff? Season 2 is not even like, nothing's even going on. Yeah. About that, it took 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, they're announcing Season 3 stuff. I don't know why they're doing it. I'm gonna be real with you. I thought they'd keep this under wraps for a little while longer, but they're announcing everything for Season 3, and yes, kind of the world's worst kept secret, but at the same time, I am still kind of surprised, because this literally happened, I made a video about this. Look at this. We watched this a few weeks ago. And he was genuinely surprised.
My chance to play Ace, and he was like, "Oh yeah, man, my boy Sholo's already been cast as Ace."
Oh, okay.
And it was
Lucas, pleasure to meet you.
Okay. Now that I look at this, it does seem like he's being a little bit cheeky, right? But no,
hey, we did geek
literally like look at this.
Shoot that piece, and Wednesday the IG like, oh, that's our Ace.
Netflix responded.
Remember this. What the heck? Like, this is slander at this point. This feels bad, actually, because I don't have the job, and y'all are just out here, like, fanning the flame?
Sound like
this is what convinced me that he is being genuine, because the whole thing of like, this is slander, I don't even have the job, is kind of like, yeah, I think he might have been being honest, but I mean, obviously I've got no idea. I've got no idea. But, I mean, yeah, we've been talking about Zolo as Ace for I don't even know how long, and I think this is brilliant casting. I loved him in Cobra Kai, and, I mean, the energy he had with Iñaki already was also perfect. So, in my opinion, this is, like, actually 100% perfect cast. Look at this. They made a very funny clip.
Explosion, and Ace steps out of the flames.
All right, my bro. We're ready for you, man. See you on set.
Let's get to work, Iki.
So yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is. This, I think, like, I wonder if for him, this was like the easiest job that he's ever had. He literally didn't do anything, got cast in one of the biggest shows just because people gaslit Netflix. The rest of the clip, I mean, it just, wait, hold up. What?
So does this guy ever wear a shirt? Or a huge...
Oh. Okay. I mean, he had to train a lot for Cobra Kai, didn't he? He should be used to training. They did, like, a lot of physical stuff for Cobra Kai. Bro's gonna have to hit the gym. It is what it is. It is what it is. They were going to save those heavyweight castings for post-season 2 marketing. Honestly, at this point, I don't know what they're doing. Because, like, now, genuinely, like, even after all this has happened, I've got no idea why they're announcing this stuff. Because, like, again, let's think this step by step, right? So everybody who is hyped about One Piece is going to watch this either way. Like, the hardcores are already locked in. We don't need to hear, like, Bonchan being casted or anyone. He could be cast in 6 months, we'd be happy. He could be cast next year, we'd still be happy, right? So, it's not targeted at us, necessarily. The casuals... This is gonna happen like 3-4 years. So who cares about that? So I don't know why they're even doing this. The only reason why I can see them announcing this is just because it's gonna start leaking. Yeah, exactly. I assume they didn't want it to be leaked. That's like the only thing that makes sense to me. It's just like getting ahead of the announcements and sort of dipping into the marketing benefit themselves rather than letting like rumors spread. But I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting strategy. Everything they've been marketing around One Piece has been very fascinating to me how they're doing all this. Because starting with the whole like cast announcements and how regularly they're putting out stuff, Netflix's marketing team for One Piece has just like repeatedly stunned me. Whoever they have working on this, I mean they clearly know what they're doing because this is working. What has Zolo been in since Cobra Kai? Because I have only seen him in Cobra Kai. I know he was in some kind of superhero movie as well. Cobra Kai was so goated. He was so good in it. He is in Sakamoto Days? That's crazy. Oh yeah, he was in Invincible as well. Forgot about that. Yeah, I don't know any of this. He was in Blue Beetle though. I remember seeing a trailer for it. Season 2 castings were leaked months in advance. They're taking precautions now. I think that's like the only thing that makes sense. Otherwise, like, why would they be announcing all this so far in advance, right? Because this is years in advance, especially because like jumping ahead of season 2, it also puts like viewers in kind of a weird headspace that you're already hyping up about season 3 before season 2 is already is even here, right? It's like a weird psychological effect. Don't have any more heavyweight cast members to announce right now, just the remaining numbers of the Baroque works. I mean, they could still pull out like a bunch of preview pictures. So, I think there's still a lot of stuff they can announce, but it's like all the super heavyweight stuff, yeah. Like, they're out. Pretty much. Everyone else is kind of like, yeah, they could announce the Revolution. What's his name? I forget his name, but like, he's like compared to everyone else they've announced, he's not that important. He's important in Alabasta, but like he's like a subplot. I think like no one's gonna take on Crocky for like the Alabasta limelight. Koza, yeah, that's the one. Season 3 is just gonna be Alabasta? No, I don't think so. We've talked about this like ad nauseum already, but like I think Alabasta is gonna be I don't know how they're gonna split it, but I don't think Alabasta is just gonna be season 3, unless they do some kind of weird thing of like part 1, part 2, and then. But at which point it's kind of like we're not even talking about seasons, right? We're just talking about episodes. I don't know. They should have made Zolo eat a donut in the reveal trailer for us anime and manga viewers. That would be very cheeky. Yes, that would be very, very cheeky. Pale announcement. I am very curious what they're going to do with like deaths and stuff though. Because obviously season 1 was already gloves off with a lot of this stuff, right? Like, a lot of people just literally straight up died. So, it will be interesting to see if Alabasta... Because Alabasta is a pretty bad deal, right? I would expect there to be a lot of blood spilt. But we'll see. No way to introduce something more than Alabasta since it's after Jaya, or they do 2 episodes of World Moving. I mean, I think there is always a possibility they do some kind of remix after Alabasta, and like one way I could see them doing it is them doing a big Alabasta story, then they remix slightly what happens after Alabasta, because obviously they're gonna have to do a lot more work with Robin, right, to make it work in live action, because of the pacing, Robin's introduction is gonna be very, very different from the way it is in the manga or in the anime, because like we're just gonna not spend enough time with her. So there could be a situation where they remix something with her story, and I can see Jaya being almost like a teaser, more than it is setup, right? So Jaya is at the end of season 3, but it's more so about setting stuff up. Or alternatively, season 3 could be just Alabasta, but we could have a lot of B-plot, right? So either with Buggy or with someone else, just a lot of stuff going on everywhere else. But I don't know how people would respond to that. So who knows? But again, like, do you see why? Do you see why announcing season 3 casting is weird? Season 2 is not even out. We're talking about season 3. We got introductions of the 5 elders and the meaning of the warlords, where Lafitte recommends Blackbeard to replace Crocodile. They can show that at the end of season 3 after Alabasta. Yeah, I do think the meeting with Lafitte there is going to be like a mic drop moment, like a very, very ominous teaser. Yes, I think that is very much what they're going to go for. Season 3 is going to make or break the show. I think so too. I think season 3 is going to be like I think season 3 is pretty much going to be the same level of stress test as season 1. Because I think if they can get like Alabasta and everything and all of that right, and basically like do the first big climax and then steer the show into whatever comes next, I think that's going to be pretty much, yeah, like the deciding factor of what happens next. But I am very, very confident about this doing well. Because Netflix is putting a absurd amount of trust in it. Like everything from the marketing, everything from their signaling, everything. One Piece is their next big thing. Is there any news about Matt Owens? No. Matt Owens is still presumably not involved. Budget for season 2? No. Like, budgets nowadays, when you get the numbers, they're always super inaccurate, right? Because, like, people draw, like, super rough estimates, but then it's like, is this just mostly marketing? Is this whatever? It's very, very hard to gauge these budgets. I don't think we're actually going to get, like, super accurate numbers about the budget. It's a lot, though. It's a lot. I don't even know what a budget of several $100 million even means nowadays. Same. 100% same. There was the movie that came out. It was like the most expensive movie ever made. I think most of the budget went toward just Millie, what's her name, contract. I think literally most of the budget was just getting her to be the main character. I think like so many of these budgets are like insanely skewed in ways that they never were before. Electric State, that's the one. This movie right here. This movie, it has 14% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it had a budget to $320 million. $320 million, 14% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I think most of the budget just went toward actors, pretty much. And this is a movie, not a TV show. This is 2 hours. So, like, especially with Netflix, when they announce these budgets, or when, like, we hear about the budgets, I don't know what they mean. Because, like, I just think about Game of Thrones was done, and obviously this is, like, before whatchamacallit, before inflation and stuff, right? But Game of Thrones was like, when we heard Game of Thrones is going to have a $10 million budget per episode, it was crazy. Now, basically, every other show has that budget. And I don't know if they look much better than Game of Thrones. So, I mean, I don't know. So, even if we heard that One Piece is gonna have, like, $45 million per episode, every episode of One Piece, 45 million pounds. I don't know what that means. Because I presume, like, Zolo, for example, casting Zolo is probably way, way easier because he's already worked on Netflix properties. And you might notice that, like, I don't know if this is an actual thing that exists behind the scenes or it happens just because people know each other. But when Netflix actors are in a different thing, they are like, when you get into the Netflix ecosystem, you're going to be in other Netflix things. And I don't know if it's because Netflix has some kind of like an internal casting system, or it's just because like agents know each other or something like that. But obviously they already had Zolo on call pretty much because he worked with Netflix for years. So with everyone they're bringing in from the outside, I don't know how that looks because then you're paying the agent, you're paying the actor. I don't know. I didn't watch this. There's a clip of Tony Chopper. Forgot about this.
When I got the audition, I didn't know it was for Chopper. It said it was for a little forest creature who had been outcasted and picked on his whole life.
My boy!
I really resonated with that because as a teen, I didn't feel like I quite fit in anywhere. When I got the breakdown for Chopper, I felt like, oh my gosh, this is my chance to go back to that time in my life and heal that part of me. We all have that.
Look at my little boy. Look at my little boy.
Longing to feel love and accepted and seen. So I pulled that from myself to create Chopper.
Notice. Chopper VA is a girl. You're not gonna believe who voices Armin in Attack on Titan. You're not gonna believe this. Could this be the initial theme? I think so. This sounds like a soundtrack from the show.
Breakdown for Chopper.
It does.
I felt like
it sounds like a mellow winter's theme. When I hear this song, I hear winter. It sounds like snowy winter, like an opening shot of Drum Island almost. Is what I imagine. I think this is a theme for either Drum Island or Chopper. I do. This right here. Listen.
For Chopper, I felt like, oh my gosh, this is my chance to go.
There we go. You won't believe who voices Luffy in Naruto. Yes. I'm pretty sure women voice like most shonen protagonists. Now that I think about it, yeah, I think it's like it might even be a majority. And keep in mind, her voice is gonna sound very, very slightly different, obviously, because of like filters and stuff, right? So this is not gonna be like exactly one for one. I love how Luffy's VA is older, so her voice has like a natural gruffness to it. It makes him sound more mature. It's so good. I mean, Luffy's VA is, and I don't know if it's just because I've heard it for literally hundreds of hours at this point, but Luffy's VA is like genuinely, somehow it's perfect for how I imagine Luffy. And I don't know if it's just because I've heard it like 100 hours, right? So it could just be a thing where I'm so used to it that, you know. But yeah, like Luffy's VA is genuinely perfect. Her voice will be used in the human version of Chopper. I'm genuinely curious how they'll do it. Yeah, no idea. Like I think the whole Chopper transforming and all that is still something that like we don't really know much about. So I mean, we'll see. Because they did like the little opening video and Chopper just talked kind of, it didn't seem like there's a lot of filtering applied to his voice. We can bring it up real quick, hold up.
Oh, I'm supposed to tell you about One Piece Season 2.
So it does sound like mostly just her natural voice. It is slightly like she is voice acting, but it sounds mostly natural. I don't know if this is exactly how it's actually going to sound like in the show. I presume so, but who knows? Imagine this voice in a muscle guy. I mean, she could easily pitch her voice down, probably, right? Because there's like a bunch of ways they could just like slightly slow it down. She could pitch herself down or something like that. She's giving it that younger teenager gravel. Yeah, it does feel like she is like pinching her voice almost. I don't know how to describe voice acting. Okay, I don't know what it means. Seeing Zolo as Ace, so dude straight up lied. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Koroto's already a VA during the Sunday One Piece readings. The man of a million voices, 100%. My repertoire includes shocked NPC, slightly pitched down weird voice, and pitched up weird voice too. Live action Buggy is the headcanon of the manga and anime Buggy. It does feel like the live action Buggy is just cooler. Like, when manga or anime Buggy tried flexing, I think he imagined himself as the live action Buggy, yes. I think you have a very, very accurate description of what he is like in live action. Do you think they'll extend the role of Ace like they did with Garp? There's too little of him in the manga. I think so, I think so, yes. I think this is why I keep talking about Robin as well. If we go back to this Ace conversation real quick. The thing with Robin is that, like, in the anime and in the manga, it's a whole suspension of disbelief question, right? So when Robin does a bunch of very, very shady things and then she just kind of comes to our side, we accept her way easier. But in live action, if they go through with a lot of the deaths that are supposed to happen, accepting Robin is going to be very, very different, right? Like, for the most part, I think people are not really going to care, but I still think they need to tell more story of Robin and have more instances of her being sus before we ever meet with her. And it's the same thing with Ace, because we need to believe that he is Luffy's brother and that they share a inseparable bond in a couple of episodes. So they need to do a lot of work. A lot of work. If Robin really kills Egram and Pello Boy, it's gonna be hard to have her on the crew. No, I think the Egram thing, they're gonna be way more explicit about her faking the whole Egram thing. I think in the live action version, we're gonna see explicit shots of her like yoinking him or something along those lines. I think there's gonna be like way less ambiguity as to what happens with Egram. And the Pell thing, I don't know. I do think there will be changes to Robin's character, though. Because it's kind of funny how, it's just so much easier to accept someone in animation than it is in live action. It's just a seeing a human thing, you know? Why does he look like an actual brother of Luffy, of live action Luffy? I saw, what's her name? The Nami actress, she made a tweet about this. Emily Rudd. Twitter search function is useless. What is her Twitter tag? Am I crazy, or does this dude kind of look related to Iñaki? There it is. Pelican just died to the bomb, not to Robin. Yeah, I mean, they can always do like very convenient things with moving stuff around, and like having Robin already be somehow trapped or somehow getting close to Crocodile. They could just move stuff around to like take away agency from her, so that she is not blamed for stuff. Right? I need them to give Bonchan a musical number? Yes. Unfortunately, that's gonna have to wait. We're gonna be waiting for the old Bonchan for a long time. Who do you think they'll announce casting next? For all I know, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and they will have announced Eneru. And I'm gonna be like, oh... I'm literally just gonna wake up and see Eminem has been announced as Emeru. Emeru's a streamer. Eneru, for season 4 of One Piece. I just give okay. Eminem is a god of thunder. Yep, something like that. Blackbeard cast. So, like, I'm telling you, like, at this point, I could just wake up and they could be announcing anyone, and I would be like, okay. Blackbeard can actually happen? I don't think so. Actually, no. Actually, it could be Blackbeard. They could be Blackbeard. They could do Blackbeard. I just saw you write Charlos casted for some reason, and I immediately thought of Charlie, Moist Critical, as Blackbeard for some reason. I don't know why this image floated in my mind, but I just imagined Charlie as Blackbeard, and for some reason that is very, very amusing. I am championing for Tekking to appear as a lore master somewhere. Tekking just needs to be a guy who, like, gives lore or news. I'm starting this campaign right now. Tekking as Man with newspaper 3 in Logtown. He just needs to be the guy who drops like a subtle lore bomb of some kind. Teching on Jaya would be funny. I mean, like the Jaya bar where Luffy and Blackbeard meets. Bro, can you imagine filling that whole, the entire building with One Piece creators in the background? It would be like the actual reverie when freaking Luffy and Blackbeard meet face to face. It'd be the most epic thing of all time. I can even picture the shot. You have Luffy, you have Blackbeard, and in the background you have people like sneaking a look back. It goes so hard. And the best part for Netflix is that this wouldn't even probably cost them a dime. I would expect most people would be happy to go there and just pay it for themselves. I think it'd be very, very funny. Because wasn't Roger on set? So Roger literally could have been a cameo. There's a bunch of stuff coming on this channel, and then obviously we have a chapter this Sunday. So unless Netflix announces Blackbeard, I'll see you in a few days. Probably. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.